as we have Onord on the left side coming in with second guard Tankor in the first semifinals of the Steel Division League Season 9. And on the right side, Insha and Blue, bringing around 17th S. And I'm joined by the lovely Fantix of a Division 1 player himself. So yeah, say hello everyone to Fantix and
Hello.
let's have some fun here. We are in the first semifinal. The other semifinal will be Chaos versus Gonzo. So all the 4 semifinalists of last season made it this time again. It was close for some of them, but Fantix wasn't quite able to stop Insha. And Scotter was not quite able to secure a place above Gonzo. As Onord came in here as first place in Group B, Insha as second place out of Group A. And if you want to support these players, you can do so via Matcherino, everyone. Big shout out here to the crowdfunding, where we can and prize pool money to the prize pool for free, guys. You can, for example, do some sponsor quests on the side that easily add 40 cents here with BetterHelp, or there are a couple of ones where you can just visit the website, the one from Lucid Sounds, for example, and you add 20 cents to the prize pool for free by just visiting a website, not doing anything there, not installing anything. And if everyone would do that, easily a couple dozen bucks added to the prize pool. You also can contribute directly though, and big shout out to Witch Doctor and Soap for their pretty hefty contributions already. Witch Doctor coming in with 50 bucks. Those will be paid out especially between Division 1 players. At the moment, only between Division 1 players. If you go above 200, the Division 2, 3, and 4 players will get a bit of a share of this as well. And yeah, let's jump back in here and let's have some fun. And what do you think about the deployment, Fantix, so far?
I don't know. For where I'm at, Onord has the ISU 152. That's a pretty risky deployment. Like, yes, you have a 2 at A behind it, but if that gets suppressed even a little bit, your ISU is in danger, and you don't want that, especially in a semifinal.
Yeah, there are cannon birds on the other side, so you have to be somewhat careful with your heavy tanks. You have to keep your AA up. 25mm AA, pretty good with 2-star efficiency, but not completely unstoppable. You can overrun that even with just air stuff or with some light artillery. On the other side, a lot of light forces from Insha, as per usual. Not the guy to start with heavy tanks. A lot of infantry in the south, a lot of infantry in the center. But no artillery. Like, usually, some sort of artillery in Insha starts. Like, no armed 38s in this deck, that's for sure, but like some light artillery to help out with some engagements. Surprised to not see anything of that sort this time around. And yeah, I guess Onord will try to win the center here of Sedlice, a map that we have seen quite often this season, and a map that I'm pretty terrible on. How do you win this map, Fantix?
I like the map a lot. It is quite different from the other ones, but if you can get over the alignment bug, it's pretty nice to play on.
As we go into the action here, ISU coming in for the center. One Automachiki on the other side in the north. Quite a lot of SPWs and good amount of infantry. 240 of the SPWs actually going for the center though. Going into the open terrain, so the ISU might pay off there. These might have to retreat or they will get sniped by that long range self-propelled gun. And who do you think will win the south with the Ognomachikis and the Guardians there? Is there any chance anyone will go for the aggression there, or is it a pretty defensive setup for both sides?
I think it will be defensive for both sides until one side realizes there is probably nothing there and starts pushing.
Yeah, Panzer Grenadier MG34s. I'm surprised to see those this early on, as they're just worse than normal Panzer Grenadiers, and we don't see that many Volksdeutsche, but a couple of them around as well. Guardias being hit here, SPW 233 coming around. ISU aiming already got a shot off, but did miss the SBW 231. Bit unfortunate there for Onord.
Yeah, I think Onord lost a Jeep in the center already, and that is already painful for you.
Yeah, in the north, the 231 also on a good angle of attack. T-34 has to come around to counter this, as the anti-tank guns have to be careful, and the OB-25 this close, the 20mm can pin them down before they get a good shot on target.
The Rozvodka could kill it as well, although the SS Legionary and the Pionieri will kill them.
Yeah, and we have
easily.
The first P2 out. So yeah, your prediction of ISUs and P2 being the goal here for Onord seems to already come in here. Come the truth with the P2. Coming in with a nice bombing run in the north. Not killing too much though. Just getting a couple of hits off. And Insha currently on the 1410, and that's already somewhat scary. As 1410 is just a single tick, but as soon as it goes to a 59, the tick becomes somewhat hurtful. Like, Razvedka and Automatiki have to be careful. TNT doesn't fly. Good micro there from Onord. Not getting hit. Now moving forward again. That's the perfect Pioneer micro. Something that is now possible since the Pioneers have slightly longer aim times. Before, they kind of always would throw their TNT before you could react in time. Now you can micro a bit against it, which is quite nice to see.
59, which is looking good for Insha already. And the Pak 40, that could really kill the ISU already. Actually, there is 2 coming in for the ISU.
Yeah, the ISU is quite far out in the open, and there is no mortar to save it. Maybe a P2 coming in could save it from the Pak 40. But yeah, that Pak 40 is scary. Has exactly the right penetration you need to deal with an ISU. Though sometimes you are unfortunate, because the ISU can shoot back and just one-shot a Pak 40. But that's why he brings 2 Pak 40s around, I guess, to be fine with that situation like that. ISU in the south tries to pin down those Panzer Grenadiers, but they retreated wisely. And in the south
is actually pushing the south, which is
a big mistake, I think.
Yeah, there is nothing for him to defend if he loses this Guardia, and
he has no CQC infantry whatsoever, so if he gets pushed into his own deep forest and Insha follows him there, he could be overrun, but Insha doesn't call his bluff, does retreat, doesn't dare to push with his Pioneers and has his Legionaries in there. He would easily win if he would get it into a CQC fight down there. And the Pak 40 though, opening up onto the ISU, and yeah, it's completely caught out in the open, goes down. Good win here for Insha. Nice kill there. As we have SIS-2 guns chilling out in the north. More AA coming up, but that doesn't help you against Pak 40s. As the second ISU enters the battlefield. Onord wants to keep the strategy up, but that obviously is an expensive loss there.
Yeah, especially this early on, it can affect the game, your position, and you can lose the game very quickly after a loss like this. Although Insha doesn't look like he wants to exploit that kill so far.
You know, Insha is fine with the 1410 for now. Probing for the 59, he doesn't want to go deeper, but his position here right now is pretty good. And if he can really entrench up on that hill, that where his Pak 40 is on right now, that shuts down a lot of play, a lot of area for Onord. Zones him out of the center kind of completely. Like, he could use the southern approach maybe to get back in there, but it's a lot of open area that this Pak 40 now controls. And the ISU will have a rough time trying to get back in there. 2 Flak 36 around now as well, so P2 bombers won't have it as easily to bomb the Pak 40. At least will be somewhat inaccurate due to stress on the bombers.
And the P2 is coming back out again for the Volksdeutsche.
Not the highest priority target here. But 100 kilogram bombs. Oh. Okay, switches over to the Pak 40. Yeah.
We'll see. That's better target. Although you will get suppressed quite a bit.
Doesn't get the perfect hit. It does deal 3 damage to the Pak 40. ISU is aiming onto some infantry on the ground. Pak 40 will take a while to come back. The second Pak 40 though, approaching the T-45, 76 in the north. But that's deep enough in the light forest that the Pak 40 doesn't have an easy shot on it. Just has to be really, really careful with maneuvering there. And
Oh, Pak 40 firing at the OB25. I don't know if I like that.
no, it shouldn't have revealed itself there, I don't think. But yeah, that shows Onord that the Pak 40 is there. I'm pretty sure we will see more P2s coming for those Pak 40s in the next couple of minutes. As the first T-3045 comes into the center as well. So yeah, Onord full-on play mode for the center, it seems. Besides, he is relatively light on, but his bluff in the south really didn't got called yet. Insha has way more there, at least when it comes to the infantry part. That's the ISU. Gets some free shots off now. Doesn't get countered by the Pak 40 for now. Pak 40 slowly moving forward, but it doesn't quite have the range to hit the ISU on the other side of the hill.
I think the ISU is far enough back that you cannot kill it with the Pak 40 right now.
Yes. Do you think Insha will have the Pak 43 in his deck?
He probably should. It only comes in B, so we won't see it, but he probably has them in the deck. It's your best 2-kilometer tool against the tools that he can field. Of course, you can go for side-shotting the ISU, but it won't work for the entire game. You have to find another solution for it.
E2 bomber coming in the north, getting no stun whatsoever. Okay, that was a complete whiff. But you can allow that to happen. But if you bring P2s out that early, they will come around a lot of times. And Insha has to figure out a way of how to kill them, or at least get a good setup of Flak 41s to keep them at bay. Flak 41s also can help out somewhat against ISUs. They have the penetration to kill them on at least below 1,800 meter range, but obviously always a bit risky engaging Flak 41s against ISUs. As Insha, interestingly enough, brings around a Commander Panzer 3K. That's not a unit that we see that often. A Panzer 3 Commander here coming out and coming into the north. He doesn't even have that many leaders though. He has one leader so far. So interesting choice to bring out a commander at this stage. Is that 4AA? Ah yeah, okay, he changes this over to the Flak 36. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good decision. You see the game is slowing down right now, and you can afford to get a commander, maybe get set up some leaders, and then you will be very good on the defensive. Because right now you just have to defend for like another 40 minutes. Because you're ahead on the takes for a bit, but I don't think Insha wants to wait 40 minutes for the game to end.
Yeah, no. Usually Insha is someone who wants to finish a game relatively early. He's really strong in his openers, as we saw here. His opener for sure had the advantage on Onord. He got the ISU killed. He got a solid position. But the question is, can he hold it? Because Onord is a monster in the late game. He even can hold up to Gonzo there. Or might even be better at than Gonzo there at the moment. So Insha not quite as good there. And for sure wants to push the advantage he has right now for as long as possible. And maybe even get a 59 here again. 13-11 back up for him. Gets the OB in the north. And that infantry push through that light forest is a nice one for sure. Could even kill the 35mm maybe.
Watch out for the town push, because Insha gathered some forces around it, so that's possible he pushes it.
Yeah, but it's hard to hold if you push the town, as you don't have any assistance. Like if he would have an IG-33 in the center or so, I feel like that would be more likely. But for now, he doesn't have any tanks whatsoever. Well, as I said that, a Stuk 4 comes on there. So yeah, you might be correct. That might be his plan. But I feel like he shouldn't try to play for the center too much yet. With ISUs and T-3045s on the other side, I feel like he could easily overextend there against those units and get clapped by an ISU and the T-3045, killing all his units. BF-109 in the north, better idea, but great 25mm AA makes it so inaccurate that both missiles missed at SES2. So, struggling to find any damage there. Guardias in the center, under heavy fire by the 233s.
These 2C3s have been doing a good job for Insha so far. Like, they ran out of the HMO.
Yes. He used them really nicely and didn't overextend. For 40 points, they're pretty pricey now, but they have a lot of range with 1,500 meters, and they can stop enemy light vehicles as well, just that there are not that many light vehicles around on the other side. No half-tracks on the battlefield or so yet for Onord, so the 233s have to be fine with just hitting a bit of infantry. And yeah, a supply truck for them might be worthwhile to help them keep shooting up Guardias in the center. They do that quite quickly thanks to their high rate of fire.
An R2Ps for Onord. Oh, that's a weird call. Could work, but is this what you need right now? Because you are really weak on the front line, and if Insha just Q moves, you are probably dead.
Yeah, but in the south, Onord is actually the one on the attack, and the P2 here could do a lot of damage. Like, all the AA investment for Insha so far, all in the north, and that P2 now pivoting to the south might be a great move. Let's see how good the bombs hit, though. Might get the Panzer Grenadiers killed there. Yes, one Panzer Grenadier going down. The T-3485 is around here. No bigger anti-tank gun coming around here so far, but still the forest should be in the advantage for Insha as of now. But 2 Tanko Sanikis might change that. Oh, and they actually just drive through completely. Okay, that's a bold move here. Calling out Insha on not having any AT there whatsoever. As these Tanko Sanikis
could actually devastate the AA as well if Onord notices it.
Yeah, Insha has to be careful. As the T-35 moves forward now as well. Infantry of Insha still winning out the fight there though, as the Tanko Sanikis don't help out in that CQC fight, meaning that all the infantry that Onord had there that did not retreat got completely annihilated. T-35 now moving slightly forward, but that's a risky move as well. Like, if there would be a Panzerschreck in that forest right now, that T-35 would be dead. So, Onord with some risky moves here in the south. Let's see if they work out. As in the center, both sides now have long-range fire support. Onord's infantry getting picked up slowly by the Stokes. And the first off-map, the first 152mm off-map coming in the north as well for Onord. Now, relatively pricey, and yeah, the first PAC-43 group is on the battlefield. So, that will be on the hunt for the T-35s and the ISU. And that should be interesting fights. Pioneers coming around for Insha now. Will be able to engage the Tanko Sanikis. And the AA will stay alive as well. T-35 moving around. There's no anti-tank on it so far.
The plane.
That's good. There's a Flak 37, but I think the first T-35 should be that.
Yeah, that's a big loss. You just...
Yeah,
oh, it actually dies. That's very big for Insha right now.
Yeah, Insha now can take the infantry fights here in the south, actually. If the IG-33 can get into a good position, maybe deal even more damage. A couple of Tanko Sanikis coming in here once more for Onord, but Insha is in position. Volksdeutsche might be even able to get 1 or 2 of them with a Panzerfaust. Just slightly out of range for that.
The off-map goes off and they're not hitting much though.
Yeah, only a couple of infantry units, and the off-map now costing 170 points. You actually need to do something effective with it for it to really push off. At least he gets the forest back, which I guess is a pretty annoying forest. If an anti-tank gun gets in there, it can really start to threaten your reinforcement lines there, as the next ISU comes in. And this is a 2-star veterancy ISU, which means you get 2 of them in B-phase, I think? Or is it only 1 per card? I
think it's 2.
Yeah.
Should be at least. With the P2 under heavy fire? It should go out.
Yeah, the Flak 37 with 3-star veterancy, but the Flak Feeling without any. If the Flak Feeling would go up to 2-star veterancy, thanks to a leader next to it, the P2s actually might start dropping.
The other T-3485, but it's still very risky.
Yeah.
From Onord. Coming
in here again in the south again. But he's starting to win the tank, the town fight a bit with the Automatic. PE-100, 109 coming in again. Try to get some rockets on target. Will miss again though. that loses line of sight. And in the north, the SU-76 gets some smoke out. Allowed the Automachiki to move over. Onord's counterattack is running, but Insha still on the 1311 take for now. And is holding the line. And 17th FSS is a pretty good defensive division in the late game. With Panzergrenadiers, Volksdeutsche, Stuck Force.
Yeah.
Like, breaking that won't be easy. So the advantage he gets right now is a nice one.
The P2 going very deep.
Yeah, but the J87 does so as well, and the Yak-9T is on the hunt. And I don't think the Flak 36 can interfere in time. Nope. P2.
Oh, Onord calls it back.
Why? Why? What?
Oh no, he might even lose it. I think it's dead.
Yes. The Flak feeling dealing a good amount of damage. Ooh, Flak 37. Does it get the hits in? Really close.
Oh.
No, Yak-9T will get out alive, but doesn't get the J87, which is a key unit here for Insha, as that can threaten every T-34, especially if he can get some artillery or so onto some of the AA. Which Vetka in the south under fire. Doesn't have a Panzerschreck around to deal with any of these units, as his anti-tank tab seems to be filled with PaK-40s and PaK-43s.
Yeah, but Onord taking the north side back very nicely so far. Like,
yeah,
he has the Automachik in nice positions. Yes, you won't be winning the long-range fights, but I think if you can hold the forest, it's already good for you.
Yeah, he used 2 off-maps for it though. Only 1 off-map remaining on this off-map card. So he can't push on any deeper really for now. ISU in the north, trying to use shot on position. I'm surprised by these positions. Like, he's reading the front line wrong, I think. For the second time now, with these shots on position there. And you don't have that many HE shells that you just want to waste them like this on the ISUs.
Yeah, but he has a supply truck coming in. I mean, that's for the SU-76, which has been doing good work for Onord with the smoke play, but...
Yeah. SU-76 is with radio range actually pretty accurate as well.
The J87? Oh.
Gets the
And
kill.
there's nothing. That could be very painful if Insha realizes how much of an advantage he has.
Yeah, has a Stuck 4 there, has Volksdeutsche there. The P2 bomber needs a good hit here. If that can kill off one of the pioneers or so at least, that would be pretty important, but it doesn't hit anything.
Doesn't
even deal damage to the Volksdeutsche, only a bit of stress, and there's 4 pioneers. Those can overrun the tank of the Sanikis. 4 pioneers with TNT. There's another 5th pioneer in the rear. Insha back to a 1311. And yeah, the south is in trouble here for Onord. Great usage out of the 87s. Oh, T-34 in the center, under fire by the group.
Oh,
that would be a massive loss as well for Onord. Losing the tanks here.
Twice. Cannot hit. Oh no.
Missing twice, but Onord is not moving his tank whatsoever. No reaction whatsoever here on Onord's side. And that is a big punishment here.
Oh, yeah, 1 pen. Maybe
1 pen, and the next one should be finishing it off now with the availability. Finally reacts, but way too late. Onord leaving that out way too long there. And Insha getting a nice kill on another T-3045. 3 down so far already. 1 ISU down. 4 really, really big tank losses here for Onord in this game so far. Yak-9T way too deep in the north now.
Ooh,
this time it will go down. Nearly flying directly over the flag feeling. So I don't know what's happening here right now with Onord, but these moves really not looking too amazing. And Insha...
Another off-map? What do you want to push with? You lost everything so far.
Yeah, I feel like the off-map would have been an okay choice for the south. Maybe allowing for a counter push there, but in the center, I don't quite get it either. As his northern push is looking good. He played nicely there, but yeah, his tank positioning in this game so far, really questionable.
Killing the SU-76, that's... Every minute, the game goes more into the favor of Insha.
Yeah, SU-76 down. ISU in the north. Oh, there's no AA there. Yak-9T trying to come in. But if the ISU here falls, this might be game. Frontal armor.
Doesn't kill it.
Frontal armor of the ISU good enough to survive. Takes good damage though, but at least gets the J87 killed there. And Onord now down to 80 points, still getting ticked here. Both sides low on income now. So what they have on the board is mostly what they have to work for with in the next couple of minutes. And the PE2s will have to have a lot of great bombing runs here to bring Onord back into this game, I fear.
It feels like Insha is way stronger on every part of the map. Everywhere you look, there is more blue than red. Like, there is no AT in the map from Insha. Like, you have 2 T-34s, and there's still a few SPWs alive that can be called out. Yeah, and there's Insha calls them out. I don't know. It's a pretty tough game to come back into.
Yeah. Like the airplay in my eyes, one of the few, kind of the only way of getting here. And he has 30 minutes still, but he's already ticked down quite a bit. Insha having him tick down to half-life, so Onord will need some great plays here to get this done. Volksdeutsch in the north, under pressure by some half-tracks. Finally some half-tracks on the battlefield, but there's still the SPWs to deal with those. There's still a great amount of anti-tank guns.
The off-map looks great for Onord, but there is nothing to push with. Like, one Automachik isn't enough to kill what's there, even if you surrender 2 units.
Yeah, off-map now rotating back. But the Fiesler-Storch also quite interesting usage of these from Insha. Really cheap recon plane, keeps them far enough away that they often don't quite get killed by the AA.
I just like how Insha uses them so to make sure there is no PTRS in his backline.
That as well, and yeah, also to make sure that he sees where the enemy AA is, so then if he brings around the Ju-87, he can make sure that they won't die to the enemy AA before they reach their target.
Ooh, P2 going deep again.
Interesting counter push here by Onord in the south. Insha maybe a bit overextending there into the open ground. That actually could deal a bit of damage, but I don't think it will be able to fully break through. But maybe the tankos can move to the other side. 80 points of income, so every trade here right now, every single kill you can get is kind of permanent. Ooh, but in the north, Pak 40 will catch the T-34-76 this time. Onord reacting, but gets a penetration in.
Yeah.
And the Ju-87 G1 is back onto the ISU. And the 37mm is slightly out of position. It doesn't have line of sight. It's too close to the forest. Oh, this is painful.
Yes.
Yak-9T now coming around, but the ISU will die this time. Ju-87 most likely will die to it as well. As the Yak-9T and the AA.
Probably shouldn't. Or the AA, yeah.
The AA should do the job. Yeah, Ju-87 G1 goes down. But the ISU was so important there. You
can't... What is that? Oh no, that's painful. You used only one charge of it, and you lose it.
Oh yeah, the off-map moving in there was a big mistake as well. Losing the off-map. P2 bombers coming in now, but 2 massive losses there in the last couple of seconds for Onord. Brings out the last ISU remaining in his deck. One more ISU. 152 coming out in the north. But in the south, Pioneers holding the line. T-34-76s falling slightly back as well. 1410 still for Insha. And Onord is in a world of trouble here.
I just can't see the way that Onord can get back into the game, because the north is so heavy on AA that you cannot use your P2s very well. The south also has a flak whirling that should be decent enough to protect them, or like send them home enough for like another 5 minutes. But oh, the group engaging. Oh no, it's not engaging the ISU, but yeah, it looks very bad for Onord.
Yeah, with the groups around, 2 groups, no artillery or whatsoever or so to deal with them. And Insha having just so much more blue on the battlefield, I don't see how he breaks them. Insha even having the air superiority kinda, with BF-109s and so on coming around. Like Onord just losing a couple too many units sloppy. Like the Yak-9T that just flew into AA, the ISUs at the beginning that were just out of position. And especially the T-35s, which were big investments, were 10 points each. That just overextended 3 times in a row and got picked off there.
I think Insha did still a really good job to kill these units and punish the mistakes that Onord made very well. Like, didn't allow the air play to develop. He brought in A instantly to minimize the effects of it. That was also very crucial for him. And now he's basically one step from losing the game.
Yeah, 13-11 for Insha. Insha still having the take. Onord needs a 12-12 to stabilize, and then he needs a really good grind, but time is already starting to run out for that kind of playstyle already. T34 in the north gets the SPW. Like, he's getting a couple of good ticks. He had a couple of good plays. His artillery in the north, the off maps in the north, but just the mistakes way
Not
bigger
enough.
than the good plays here. And Insha is just playing an absolutely solid game, not doing any major flaw whatsoever.
I think he will lose the T34 as well, which would be, oh yeah, armor cracked. Yeah, there is only one half track holding that side now.
Yeah, and the infantry, the Guardias, as I pointed out earlier, Panzergrenadiers in the mid-range just so much better. Panzergrenadiers and Volksdeutsche. So, fighting over these open terrains is just not going to end well for Onord. He needs his vehicles, he needs his P2s there. And he never was able to get a critical mass of P2s onto the battlefield. Like, he has 3 or maybe 4 of them, but that's not quite the P2 spam you are hoping for when you go for the strategy. You want to be able to afford like 6, 7 of them to really bring it home, but he could not afford that. His losses on the ground were too big, and he needed to fill gaps instead of going for actual kills here. And now Insha is on the 1410, is putting up pressure in the south as well.
The
As the
city
IG.
also looks lost now because there is one Automachiki holding it and so much SPWs and Stuks around it that you can maybe hide for another minute or two. But yeah, it's a 15-9 already. There is not much for Honor to do here.
5 minutes, 35 remaining. The IG-33 tries to snipe out the Automachiki, not quite hitting that one, but the south is looking desperate now as well. A couple of Guardias with half-tracks against quite a lot of Volksdeutsche SS Legionaries. A Stuk 4 moving in there as well, which outclasses the T-34 heavily. And in the north, one of the last 2 remaining ISUs finally comes around to try to get some shots off. But the ISUs really didn't do much this game. Like, they picked off a couple of infantry units, but they were not the hero units that Onord needed.
The investments that Insha made were also pretty effective because every time he invested something to kill the ISU, it did pay off for him.
Yeah. And...
Ooh, Enable Warfare coming for the town, I guess. Yeah, he doesn't know what's there, but...
yeah, it's a bit overkill.
Will be overkill.
But, I mean, he can afford it at the moment. He just needs to break Onord now. He doesn't want to give Onord any more time. He just wants to end the game here, and that Nebelwerfer did the job just fine. In the south, Stuk trying to move around as well, together with the SS Legionaries. 13-11, Onord really fighting back here, trying to get back to a stable 12-12, getting some more Guardias in the north, but he is just not having the critical mass of stuff. IG-33 in the north, the fire by the ISU. ISU trying its best there to do some damage. T-34 is coming around, but you need to get really good flanks here. T-34s are a super situational unit in this matchup, and aggressive play with armor is just not possible. The anti-tank position of Insha really strong this game.
Yeah, even the ISC cannot come out of the light forest now because there is at least one Pack 43 overlooking it, and you will be shot upon instantly.
Yes, gets the tank kill in the south actually. T-34. Oh no, Stuk is still alive.
Yeah,
it looked like the Stuk was dead. No, it's Stuk pushing forward. And yeah, that's a 59 SPW cutting off reinforcements there behind it.
Yeah, that's pretty smart move from Insha, exploiting the gap in the front line. Not allowing Onord to come back.
Yeah, in the north. The position that Insha got here on that hill where the Pack 43 is overlooking the valley is just such a good one. He really played a nice power move there at the beginning. And Onord never able to conquer that area completely. Moved in with the Automachikis there, but didn't have anything for the sides. And Onord does surrender here in game number 1. Insha going up 1-0 with a really clear KD in the end as well. So what a good game.
Yeah, the game was really smooth from Insha. He knew what the division has, and he counterplayed the units of Onord pretty smoothly. I don't think there was a chance for Onord to come back at the end.
Yeah. Really good game here from Insha for sure.